bugs? It's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And if from my returning subs, my growing extended beautiful family, as always, thank you so much for the love and support. It is truly appreciated. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can be able to get notified as soon as I upload a video. And if you feel like the videos are very insightful for you, you know, and where are you watching it from, please drop a line. It'll be greatly appreciated. And just sending love and prayers out to everybody. With that being said, namaste, love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are coming your way. And you know, just sending prayers, love, vibes, just beautiful vibrations towards your way. I'm gonna send up here cleansing different stuff because I felt a lot of energy out. It's kind of, it's not a bad heavy, but it's potent. It's very potent. So I'm sending some Reiki vibes out to y'all to go ahead and cleanse whatever you got going on into your life, sending so much love, light, and just upliftment to keep you on course. You know, you're going through a lot of different things now. Anybody coming in with nefarious vibes, anything to seek to destroy, distract, or divide, I return that to sender. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus 10 times fold. And the video I'm doing today, y'all, too, I've been guided. I'm not doing any Heyokas videos today, and that's a shocker. You know, every once in a while they got me do different things, and which one I'm kind of excited about, but I'm nervous because it's just like with, you know, there's certain things I choose to not talk about because I made peace with and closed up, you know, and you know I got to get right with God and spirit, you know, and be redirected on different things that it's okay to talk about without going into grand detail on different things that I you know, made peace with. So this video today is called Mirror Magic, Monitoring Spirits, and X Magic with the S. You know, I gotta be very specific. This is all for entertainment purposes only. I'm not trying to go through this today. Y'all, I've been watching so many different, I know it's like, I don't know if it's just a trend right now, but I mean, it's been going on for years. When we go through different things, and it's just like, well, you see, it's like confirmation. We go through different things of changes. We're going through spiritual transformation, spiritual awakening. You know, you go through many different things and take and you know, taking it, you know, and embodying. You know, you're going through different things. When you're woke, it's like you have. You know, I told people before, especially when I used to do one-on-one, I still do it, but not as often as I used to since I first started. You know, it was just like being an advocate, and, you know, people tell me their life stories and stuff like that, and, you know, universe, as well as their loved ones that passed on, gave me the information that they needed to know. They were guided towards my way. And, you know, finding out about my life and my background, you know, where my family's from, my descendants, my ancestors, a lot of them come from the Caribbean, you know, Puerto Rico, or, you know, Dominican Republic, or then you go for Haitian, Creole is very intense in our life, different Spanish descendants in our lives and stuff like that. And, you know, it was like, I remember I went to New Orleans back in 2015, and I got so emotional when I got there. I didn't know, because this is before I went through my spiritual awakening. It was like preparing me, because it was like me and my ex went there for 4th of July. And he knew I always wanted to go. You know, I've always been fascinated about different things that went on in New Orleans and stuff like that. Or, you know, always wanted to go to the Bahamas and Jamaica, or Turks and stuff like that, and wanted to you know, just figure out the culture and stuff. So I was like, a lot of times I watch these different videos on YouTube where they're talking about different spells and, you know, black magic that backfire. It's like, please, I ask people, please do not do any black magic on anyone. Okay, do not do it. I mean, it runs heavy in our family, and I choose when I see the different things that I know has been placed on me. I've had love spells done to me, a lot of heavy mirror magic, as well as monitoring spirits, and I'm going to be covering that today. So it's like, it's interesting because I really don't talk about stuff like that, but it's kind of nerve-wracking because it's like, universe was guiding me to talk about that because we're going through so much spiritual warfare. You're trying to understand, you're being guided towards different thing of knowing yourself, finding out what your true passion is, what your purpose is here. And when you first get here, you already have attachments to you. This is like your arch nemesis. And I tell people, when you go through that spiritual line of where God allows you to experience different things into your life, and a lot of times when it comes to people, especially I connect with here, you've gone through a lot of traumatic stuff, whether it was CA, DV, different things like that. And a lot of times these attachments is coming to that where you don't even realize, like, when I first started, I said, you doomed from the womb, and it's like a thing where I've heard, different stuff that goes on, and it's just the way I know myself. I mean, really knowing myself, how I am, and it's just the power of the tongue. And, different things is taking place, if you have sleep paralysis, your dreams are getting very, very intense, like where it's getting you up like, let me wake up, let me burn some sage, let me go drink me some coffee or something like that, start praying and everything like that, because you're under spiritual warfare. You have different dark entities that don't want you knowing your authentic self. We all have a purpose coming into the world of change. There's so many different things that's going on in this world where, we really truly need to change. As soon as I said that, my nose started itching really bad, and you have to be very careful about what things, you be in your feelings. You may be feeling heartbroken, or sometimes you may be feeling like, why is these good things happening for these people? They didn't deserve it, or I did. And, different things where you're doing it, and manipulating timelines. Collective don't like that. Different things is coming in where if it's like spiritual protection, covering your children, covering your family, different things where it's protecting you from different stuff. But a lot of things come in and you'll be like, you may have done a chant or a mantra or an affirmation or a spell, a good spell, positive spell, for all the different protections and stuff like that, are opening your mind towards, knowing your higher self or connecting with your higher self, being in pure alignment. So when you're going through these different changes that's going on in your life, the more you heal, the more you fast. When you go through a spiritual fasting, you really get hit with it hard. And even when you go through these transitional spiritual transitions, you get hit hard, because it's like at that time, and it looks like a weakened state. Like if you're wounded or something like that, like if you watch any horror movies, some people, like some of these ones with the serial unalivers, they're doing this to other people, like they maim you, they wound you, so you can be weak. Like it can be easier to play around with you until they decide to take you to the upper room, different stuff like that. So you got to deal with a lot of monitoring spirits. If you have animals, you have to be careful. I have 2 cats. I have one silver, silver is a silverback long-haired cat, and I got a binnacle. And it's just like with my white cat, he became narcissistic. I didn't know this. And sometimes you can take, your pets are like your familiars. So they take your personality, they take your character. And, so he was a cute baby when we were born. He was just a little thing. He looked like a little rat, but it was, all of a sudden he started acting weird, for a while now. And it's just like, if he comes in my room, because I anoint my room all the time, it'll be different times where you've seen different videos of mine or pictures I put up. Well, no, I don't put no pictures up like that, but I would have crosses all around my room for protection. I never knew why I had a lot of stuff like that going through my house, but I was always guided to. And there'll be these different things that I'm gonna speak on today. I'm trying not to make this video really long, but hey, I was guided to talk about these things. It's like mirror magic. People, when they see the change in you, you probably hear people are curious about you. you're going through different changes, especially like it don't take much for you to gather enemies, okay? You be having like, a mob, people be having mob like mentalities around you because there's something about you that they can't, put a finger on. There's something very interesting about you, or there's something very fearful about you, intimidating. You speak the way you speak, and it's just like when you become filled with knowledge and experience, and you're allowing yourself to witness these different changes that's going on in your life, whether it's good or bad. And if you're supposed to be that person, like as in me, telling your story and your experiences, to let you know this is what I went through. These are the different things that I'm trying to help you identify in your life. You may not know why it just seemed like sometimes it's like very heaviness around you. When monitoring spirits are watching you, there's something very special about you that will impact a great deal into the world. And it's just like the devil don't want nothing to be changed, because I feel like we in hell already. Some people say, to each his own, they have different appearances. Like when we pass away, we go to heaven. But this is like hell on earth, highway to hell, be different things like that where we're already there. It's just, but you supposed to be, on this earth to teach, on this earth to have a higher vibration, rise out of the matrix, step out of the illusion of fear, doubting, second guess. And it's like when you start noticing yourself, it's like the Matrix, the movie, you see these Mr. Smiths all over the place, and it's like when you're going through these spiritual changes and people don't want you to change, you become a whistleblower. You're telling the truth about, look, I went through these different things in my life, and, it has them family secrets. What goes on in the family stays in the family. I'm not that chick. I used to be at that point where I was scared to speak out on the different things that I went through, because it's like, I don't want nobody mad at me. And at this point, I had to be at that point, like, don't take it personal. If you knew, I was in that vibe. If you knew what you were doing, and you knew you were doing something from a very hateful place based off of jealousy, envy, and greed, and you're trying to bring somebody down that is trying to heal, trying to change, trying to look at life at a more broader perspective and change the perception of different things of how they look. You may have been pessimistic. You maybe didn't believe in yourself. You didn't work hard to become a better person, or you probably didn't even know how. Sometimes we get we're in that comfort zone. We run what we're familiar to. But when it's like, this is at that time where guys are on us like white on rice. It'll be just like, okay, you carried this pain around for long enough. Okay. This is where stuff is starting to play very vivid, like you're watching a home movie of the trauma that you went through, which is very, very triggering. So these are the different things that you're going through when it's telling you, we want to bring beautiful things in your life. For you to be able to have these beautiful things in your life, because God is giving you a preview. Anything that comes up in a vision that has not yet taken place but is unfolding into your life, how they always say, trust the process. And sometimes it's hard to do that when you're walking in the unknown. And anytime you're walking through a path and you don't know where you're going, and if you're doing that right now, I'm going to just tell you, I'm so proud of you. Because it is scary to move forward in something where you don't know what's around that corner. You don't know what's going to, come up and jackknife you. And different things of when you're finding out life. But this is how we learn. This is how we heal. This is how we grow. Different things like that. And I tell people all the time, even when I'm on one-on-one, you have to be very, very careful about you putting your mouth on certain people. And I'm not talking about in this actual way, but energetic way. You do not know what kind of ancestors these people have behind them. It's like you one of them energies that's around and find out type people. And there'll be different times where I'll talk to people and I had to tell them, I've gone through a lot of things where people did certain things. Like I didn't even know certain people. And it was like when I started doing my videos and I started having a whole lot of Heyoka videos, it was a lot of spiritual people like, oh, these are good, this and this and that. It's so insightful. I don't see a lot of Heyoka videos out there. You know, I've heard this name and I was guided towards your channel because you have a lot of Heyoka videos. You may see certain influencers do, you know, maybe one or two, or, you know, or they do a whole, you know, series on it. Mine is like a catalog. It's like mine is like a catalog because I've always, you know, what kind of video want me to do? Heyoka, twin flame, you know, witchery, different stuff like that. Going through narcissistic changes into your life. You have a lot of narcissism in your life, you know, and they say when you have these monitoring spirits, you know, and this is a trigger warning, there's a lot of people that have gotten SA throughout their life. You know, you've been going through some kind of childhood trauma that really affected you on how you moved in life, where you can become a manic depressive, you can become suicidal, you know, different things like this where you've gone through change. And it's like you're going through at this time right now, it's like with all the conjunctions and, you know, different, you know, changes is going on. You're going through a cycle of karma. There's a lot of things where it can be dharma, it could be karma. And karma doesn't always have to be bad. Karma could be good. Whatever you've been putting out to the world, you know, you could be like that person that helps out, you know, say a kind gesture to somebody, being able to, you know, let somebody borrow a few bucks or whatever, or bum a few bucks, or you're giving somebody, you know, food that you see this on the streets. You know, you're getting this, you know, even though you may have put like 1 million out, within good things that you're doing really makes you good for yourself. But, you know, especially, you know, you have blessings coming your way in abundance and prosperity when you're doing it without expecting something to be given back. And the only thing I be giving, you know, I love getting back is that I know I can put a smile on somebody's face. I know I could have helped somebody. It makes me feel better about myself because I'm doing something with true intentions. But when you're doing these different things and going through changes, you have generations of, you know, it could be, you know, different entities that could be in your pets, it could be in your children, it could be in your spouses, it could be in your parents, it could be in your siblings, you know, different family members, it could be people that you know, your co-workers, different stuff like that. You started noticing, like, you know, you go into a new adventure and all of a sudden weird things start coming on, you know, and the way you can be able to know you have monitoring spirits around, like I have them. You know, every video I have, you know, I feel them right before I even put my videos out. I feel it, you know, it would be just different things because I speak truth. I speak of different things that I went through my relationships, or what, you know, discovering who my family is and what they've done to me. They don't want me talking about different things like that, but I'm in that vibe where, you know, I'm not going to be having my feelings off on different things. You know, that's God's, you know, that's God's project. I don't even want to say God's problem. God got a solution to every problem that is taking place in our life. It was written for you to go through these different things in life. You're like, God, why would God make me do this? These are the different, this is how you learn. You go through life and you're learning about narcissists, sadists, masochists, you know, sociopath, psychopath, love bombing, trauma bonding. You know, you're going through narcissistic personality disorder. You're going through all these different things that you had to take place, so you know what to look for when you're going through a growth, a spiritual growth, a spiritual awakening. And it's like awakening a part of yourself that you did not know yet. So the different things, you know, anoint your mirrors. You know, a lot of times you can wake up and sleep paralysis, like you cannot move. I mean, dreams is getting so like crazy. You're already going through spiritual awakenings where everything is vivid anyway, so it's giving off different messages. Hey, this is what you need to look for. These are the different things that's taking place. You need to be careful about different things you speak upon yourself as well as other people, because energetic change is at play, and it's really hitting, because it's at that point right now where guides are forcing you, really forcing you, whatever it is that you've been holding on to, everything things you don't let go of, or you are just, you know, you just comfortable being in the dark. See, as soon as I said that, my nose start itching, into that dark comfortability because you've been there so long. You know, we get comfortable being in that same vibration, but there's a lot of times something coming up where it start coming up in joints. You start getting sick. You know, you are not regular within, you know, your solar plexus. You know, different body aches is taking place into your life, and it's just like you get drained. You know, mirror monitoring, people drain you. You know, you really drain you. You know, it'll be different times, like you may be busy and you could be near a mirror and all of a sudden you see different things pass by. Like, what the hell is that? You know, and you see different stuff. You know, like I say with your animals start acting weird. Like they don't want to be around you anymore. It's just like my white cat, he watches up under the door. I've never heard. I was like, what are you doing? He ain't never did that. But since these different things just came on, because we didn't get him, because we have a whole bunch of, stray cats outside. And it was that one, my ex was like, hey, I saw this little white cat. I thought it was a mouse because he was so tiny. And, it was like, what is it? We had cats when we first moved here. And we seen him, we want to keep them. And all of a sudden, since I started going through these different changes of knowing who my lineage is, who I'm connected to through family and stuff like that, and I stopped speaking on things, because I used to be a motor mouth. I felt like, if I had something happy going on, it's not even about you rubbing it in anybody's face, but it's like a new venture, a new accomplishment that you're trying to, reach a pinnacle to. There's a lot of times where it'd be people that don't believe, oh, they ain't gonna be able to achieve that, whatever. You see how they act, you see how they speak, how they carry themselves, but you going through these intense spiritual awakenings where you're starting to speak at a different vibration. You're being very vocal about different things you talk about. It's in the depth of, healing. It's not no short talk. It's not about different things that is not a factor, but it's like different changes you're going through and healing. So it's like when you're going through that, I'm telling you about, when you go through spiritual awakenings, and all of a sudden stuff really start hitting the fan. You wake up, marks, scratches and stuff is on your body, head foggy, can't think straight, second guessing yourself. These folks is playing in your energy. You can be in a peaceful, happy moment, all of a sudden you come out and you're like in them dark moments, like you start getting angry, you start getting mad. That's a part of the, monitoring spirits. Anything that you're doing that could be very lucrative or successful in your life, they're doing everything they possibly can to block that. That's why it's just, I had to learn the hard way. Anything that you are heading towards that can be profitable in your life, like it make you a lot of money, different things like that, where you're going to start your own business, you're being your own boss. You could be that person that can't hold a job down, and that's universe's way. I'm saying we want you to create a lifestyle for yourself, and the way I'm talking about as a lifestyle is something that you're very passionate on doing, and it's not just impacting your life in a positive, powerful way, but it's showing other people too. Different things that, you experience, what you overcome, what you had issues with letting go of, different things you were going through the changes of this. And when you're talking about that, monitoring spirits, dark entities don't want you talking about that, because they don't want people knowing what signs to look for. Because there's a lot of people that's in your circle that ain't in your corner. Different things that you are being very successful for, because you could be that one type of person. You can do one thing, and then all of a sudden, boom, it blows you out the water. Everybody, like, Dad, you check out such and such and such, or such and such. I only been doing this for a few weeks, and I decided to put this out. And all of a sudden, I got people coming to me, word for mouth, people talking about me. And I got different things coming back that people want to collaborate with me. Or what are these different things you're talking about? I heard so many, insightful things that you're doing. And these are the different things where you making this a lifestyle where it can bless you financially. You're getting prosperity from this and very much abundant off of that. And that's where you're creating a lifestyle where you become your own boss on different things. You're very passionate about it, and it's helping you, but it's helping the world within a whole collective now. And so there's a lot of different things that's taking place where the devil don't want that. Enemy don't want that. People that are in your family that are comfortable with being toxic at that low vibrational speed. And for these to take place, they attach different things to you. This has been tracking you from every lifetime. It's like the more you meditate and you're going through different downloads, especially when we have these strong moon phases that we have, or equinox, these portals are opening, stuff like that. You're become, a lot of times we second guess our power. There's some of us as empath where you're weather empaths. You can be down one day and just really going through it, just down and out, just crying, just feel like I can't get up today. I don't want to do anything, just hiccuping or just burping is too much of a job for you, because you are really spent. You're on fumes, and you're going through these things. So you go through that spiritual process of taking place. then, you're going through that drain. So these are the different things you have to look out for. Pay attention to your animals. It's like with my white cat, I can tell some different stuff is on on him. But it's like with my girl cat, I can feel it, and, she's transmuting. So, that stuff don't stay on her long, and I do my little prayers and stuff like that, so I know what to pay attention to, because there'll be different times where they will send, because I used to hear my mom say it, because, if you have black families and stuff like that, and the elders, a lot of them are heavy in superstition, and some of that stuff is sounding crazy to me. They be telling you sometimes, don't you be saying stuff in front of cats. Like, what? You saying stuff in front of cats? I'm like, meow, 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 meow. What they gonna go tell? It's like they nosy. They are very nosy. They will go back, especially if a dark entity attached themselves to that cat. They're going to go back and watch you sit down and just they're listening. And, there'll be entities attached to their cat and tell them every plan that you can have so they can seek, connect and destroy. So you have to be careful. Look at your cats. It's just like when he come in here and I say, oh, you can sit down on the bed. He can't stay in here not even one whole minute without acting crazy and then go running out the room because I anointed my room. He can't be in here too long, And it'll be different things. And if you have those different, stuff, make sure that you look up like Bassett prayers or cat protection spells, because spells or mantras or affirmations. You're going through different things like that because, you have empathic cats. There's some that are very empathic, and these are kindred spirits. It can even happen to dogs. Any kind of animals that you have, they can use those to manipulate to find out what you're doing. People always want to, certain people that are scared that you may say something or scared that there's some truth that's coming out that they don't want to have, or when you seeing that you're a whistleblower, you're a truth teller, and you see it out in the world, especially when it comes to the elite and stuff like that. When you start telling truth and start speaking out on things, all of a sudden you either get locked up, or you get blacklisted, or you're called crazy, or you're gone. You're going to the upper room. They start doing stuff. You see where people don't even hide it anymore. You go to some of these daggone concerts, and I'm looking. And I said, do you know y'all sitting in hell? Hell's den right now. The lion's den for real. And you're seeing these different things. So it's like, start, it's like before at night, make sure you probably either, some people say you cover up your mirrors, let different incense go in front of it, because it's like, some people believe, I'm not going to say it's not true. It is true, but certain things I've seen. But there's a lot of times, like even they say like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, don't go looking at yourself in the mirror at 3 o'clock in the morning, because that ain't you. That's not you. Or don't have mirrors directly in front of your bed. Some people like that little stuff, whatever. But people like, when you sleeping, don't do that. There's different things monitoring you, especially if people don't want you to win. There'll be different things that'll take place in life, and it's just like, I feel like if you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, and you don't want that to get out, that you're doing something, and you have a different facade, you got to deal with a lot of different, narcissistic people. You deal with a lot of people that got many faces. Many faces. They hide very well. Sometimes they covert. They could be the most sweetest person. When you get them behind closed doors, next you dealing with Charles Manson, Jeffrey Dahmer, or Damien from The Omen, or even Annabelle. One of those different things. So you're going through that. So, you just pay attention. The different changes that you're going through in life. If you have this situation where you're going through something big and beautiful, and you start stumbling up on your words, and you're usually a person that don't do that, when you're talking to certain people, or you hear that like, shh, be quiet, don't tell that, or different texts that you might put out next, or you're talking about something on the phone, and next the phone disconnect. That's some stuff. Hey, don't tell them that. You got folks that's just in the connection with you to see where your weak spot is, so they can destroy you. So you have to be very careful on those things. I always tell people, if you don't want people looking at you crazy, I know there's certain people out here that I go through too. I've been made as a villain. I'm the worst person in the world when I stand up for myself, when I'm not entertaining or condoning anybody disrespecting me or not treating me, or it'll be different than if I'm not getting what I'm, if I'm not reciprocating what I'm giving out, I just stop doing it, and I became that. I had to be that person. Like, I don't, I can't do, I don't have no control over what people say about me. Is what I choose to answer to. What do I choose to believe? What matters to me? Me and God. That's the only person I worry about thinking less of me, not anybody else. We all got issues. We all have, different vices that we're dealing with. But it'll be just different things. Even these love spells. Please don't do those. I've had those done to me where it could be very nasty, where people putting bodily fluids in your food. They talking over your food. I don't like nobody talking over my food. That's why a lot of times I cook for myself. Different things, or I'll send something out, and then go ahead and say what I need to say. I ain't going there because I know monitoring spirits is watching me. So I'm not about to tell you the techniques that I do to make sure that happen to me. But there's a lot of different folklores. I've been watching. I think I said that the other day. I don't know if I fully told it, but I've been watching a lot of, it's like African or Jamaican folklores that they have these different stories that they're telling, and they use the AI images and stuff like that. And it's very, very, very positive. They always have a positive message at the end. I've been very hooked on those. And there'll be different things, I've been hearing, especially the TikToks and stuff like that, love spells. That's the most messed up thing you can ever do to somebody. And when I start hearing that, when you talk about, I got 38 hot, because, I think of it in that deeper, deeper experience than I should have. And it's like, when you're doing love spells on people, it's like taking their free will away. You don't want to do that. And honestly, you got to be careful about the people that you put in your mouth, the people's name. There's a lot of people where I've told people when I started talking to them on spiritual things, and the different experiences I go through. And I always tell people, take heed. And it's not about me acting like I'm the biggest, baddest person in the world. But it's like, my ancestors don't play when it come to me. I don't see how people don't lost family members by doing certain things to me. And it's not something I wished out, but it'll be certain things like when they give you those warnings, you bring that back to, you bring that back down. Like, if they don't get you, they're going to get somebody next to you. If you pose took somebody and say, hey, I want you to take that so I can get this, that, and the third. Anything, and I know they'll trigger somebody, but I don't care. It's the truth. It's the truth. Anything you got to put a spell on to manipulate different timelines and different frequencies and energies and vibrations for your own selfish needs. Maybe that's saying that's not for you. You shouldn't be able to have to do that. Now I can see if you're saying you're putting a spell for you want to be resilient. You're putting a spell on, speaking life into your life. Like, I want to be a better person. I want to be open to where I can, receive the different messages I am for me to go through this spiritual change and have strength for doing that. That's a different story. But when you start taking people's will away because you don't want to see them happy, you don't want to see them move on, they got to be with me or nobody at all. I go through that. I go through that. And it's just like, when you have to take away somebody's free will, that's very selfish. And you plan it, that's seek, distract, destroy when it comes to people. Because a lot of times, these different things won't happen. Because there's a lot of times where I was seeing the messages that they said on the folklore. Some of these people are so powerful that nothing that you place on them is going to work because they're in their purpose. Now, it'll be different things that might intercept a little bit that you have to connect with. It'll be like, I pray to God, I pray this protection over me. Why these things keep happening to me? I keep having misfortune. Anytime I want to have a business, all of a sudden it fails out. Or the different people that support me, all of a sudden they turn their backs on me. Or, you're losing your support, your connection to support to be able to help you out, and because they're trying to isolate you. You're going through different things like that. And it's just like, that can be a bad thing or a good thing. It's all about how you're looking at things. Yes, it can be bad when you feel like, I'm by myself. Everybody don't turn their back on me. People I used to support are not supporting me back. I've been there for people and they just dismiss me when it came from my time around. And these are the different things you physically have to go through by being able to say, everybody you related to is not really your family. It's the ones that are there for you. It's the ones that are really through your dark moments. They're not taking advantage of that, of adding more to your life. And it'll be those different things. Like I'll tell people, have you ever watched The Craft? The movie with Neve Campbell. I forgot what the other dude, what name was, that he played on Scream. Billy Loomis. He was in that, and a couple of other people were in that movie too. And it was like this girl, I want him so madly in love with me and this and this and that. And you have to be careful with that. Because this is the fact is, sometimes you can do some stuff and people can work some magic over these people that you're trying to do this stuff to, and they can love you to death. Okay? And I mean exactly what I said. Love you to death. It can get to that point where they're infatuated with you, and they're doing all the beautiful things you always wish that person would do. Then all of a sudden, this person don't want you. Don't want you around your children, don't want you around your family, can't be around your friends. These people are stopping off at their work, doing drive-bys, trying to pop up, see what you're doing. You feel like, oh my God, 24/7, 365. And then you start thinking, I wanted all this, but all of a sudden now this person went from being so loving to obsessive, to diabolical. And you see a lot of people out here, especially if you watch the crime shows and see the different things coming on these timelines where people coming up unalived. Just because the fact is they were dealing with somebody and that messed up. I had one done on me where, it came to me and I'm just like wondering why this person was like flipping out, doing all these different things. Like, they put a love spell on you. I'm like, what? You put a love? And it backfired. It backfired really bad. And this is the reason why we separated you. These are why different things cut off. And we really needed you to know. A lot of times it's like when I disconnect from, a certain person, and I still wish them well. I've been at that point where I used to get mad when I found out you really did some dirty stuff to me when I was so good to you. The next thing you know, I didn't have to do a thing. I didn't have to lift a finger. People are like, Rosa, what you put on me? I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't see what can happen when you put some stuff on somebody. Now, I can reveal some stuff. I'll do those to figure out what was going on. Like, hey, what's going on in my energy? These different things don't feel right. And, and next thing you know, I do my little connection or whatever, and I ain't on no dark stuff. I don't play that. And next thing you know, it'll come to me if it's meant for me to have that, to know. And so, you don't want to take away nobody's free will. And, it's just like something like that is very triggering to me, because I feel like if you want to love a person, you should be able to love a person. But if you see that things are not connecting with this person, like we just keep bumping heads, we have trust issues, we got insecurities. I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to deal with that. Part ways. Part ways. Don't do no magic on somebody like that, because that could be very detrimental on your life. Because there's a lot of times that some spiritualists, herbalists, voodoo priestess, practitioners, some of them are out there. They'll just take your money and not care. But there'll be a lot of people, they'll try to tell you, hey, you sure you want to do that? Or there'll be sometimes you got to go back every couple of months just to make sure that money's still there. And be like, oh, this is just a gimmick. This is it. Next thing you know, stuff start coming down. People start putting their hands on you and stuff like that. And you're going to be thinking, this is what I wanted. You don't know. I always tell people, be careful about that. If you got to put a love spell or any kind of spell you're doing to where you're taking something where it's not energetically supposed to connect with you like that, because some people are like, pick me. And there's a lot of times where it will take place in a life where you doing something down and dirty and very narcissistic or very got a polluted energy to it, and you're doing that, and it'll be just like the way God will say that, and it can be very brutal. But then you have to be able to understand it. Sometimes you don't want to hear that, but it's like, if I picked you for this journey, I would have picked you for it. But just and God will like, just stand back and look at what I'm trying to tell you. Look at what you're doing right now. to certain individuals just to get what you want. This is exactly the reason why I didn't give it to you, because I already knew you were going to do that. And if I would have gave you this gift, you wouldn't have used it in the way that I'm having that person that I did ordain for that gift, for that to take place into their life. And this is exactly the reason why we didn't give it to you. You got to go. People, a lot of times when you're doing a lot of beautiful things in life, you will have people envy you for it, because it's like, dang, I want to be, I want to be able to be brave and speak in front of people like this. Or I would love to be open and not worry about, what judgment I'm going to come. Some people are closed off. They don't get that. And they can have envy, for you. And then there will be some people that want to dabble in the dark arts and do stuff to manipulate different things. And it's just like, you don't want to do that, because it's just like, I heard one about, different information like Papa Legba, but Marie Laveau, all those different things where, I'm seeing all different information and stuff is coming out. And, it was this one girl that did it a couple of years ago. It was a woman of non-color want to dabble in voodoo. You don't do that. You just don't do that. She was into witchery and Wiccans, and then you want to start playing in voodoo. And it was like a lot of people of color kept on telling her, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You calling people and saying, oh, I thought I called Dr. Papa Legba and all these different things. Even I watched the American Horror Story, The Coven. I love it because it talks about, my family stomping ground, New Orleans. So, it was like different stuff. You don't play with Papa Legba. And I was looking at Jessa Lane, which was like, she was like, where's Marie? And she was like, oh, she's probably Beetlejuice with that what she said, she probably converting against with that Beetlejuice Papa Lega boo boo. I was like, oh shit. And I was thought it was funny, but I was like, Lord, please don't get me for clapping. Don't clap back at me for laughing at that. And I was like, man, even Queenie, the girl who played on Precious and stuff like that, she said there was so much going on that set when we were doing all this stuff, because they were saying real rituals. And I was like, shoot, y'all couldn't make up some stuff? Don't be doing that. You don't know what you conjuring up and all the stuff. So it's like all these spiritual things is taking place. And, a lot of people don't believe in that. But it's like you got to open your mind up. If you're going through different spiritual warfares, you are ascending in a powerful way. Even at times you really don't feel like you are, but you are. And when you're going through, it just seems like you go over one hump or clear yourself from one situation, and here come 5 more. And these are the different things. When you are a warrior, you gonna go through stuff. Warrior, they ain't gonna give you something because you stubbed your toe. Even though they'll be, oh Lord, you be wanting to bring everything to hell when you hit your toe on some kind of, on the bedpost or on a table. Just saying that made my damn toes curl. God dog. But you're going through those different things. And it's like when you're doing these mirror magics and what I call it, monitoring spirits, you're going through these and expels, you got to be careful, because it was like one that was very interesting. It was a fun well, ain't a fun fact, but it was a fact. And I was like, wow, you got to be careful with the people you connect with. You sharing your energy with, your body is like a spiritual vessel. It's very sacred. We go through these different things where, you love having the horizontal hustle, but there, you have to be careful of the people that you lay in bed with, because you're transferring energies. And a lot of times that's worse than catching something that you got to go take penicillin for 7 days for. Somebody have them, and the guy said that have a mindset of where a man or a woman, they just like the casual. They're not trying to be pinned down. They're not wanting something serious or anything like that. They just want to say, oh, they're royal oats. Papa was a Rolling Stone, little Casanova, a ladies' man or a woman's man, whatever, floats your boat, and these different things. But if they have a mindset like that, and the guy was asking, well, you don't want to be, you don't want to be tied down. You like, dipping and dabbing, sticking, doing all that. But if you encounter a woman that is looking for somebody who's open, honest, want to be committed, it's just them two and stuff like that. It's like, do you know the belief and the energy that they project out there like that? They go sleep with somebody who's on that serious tip of wanting to find her mate. You gonna put that kind of intention on her. Like she gonna keep attracting men like you, or he's gonna keep attracting women like that. like them, whatever, whoever you sleeping with. You can be with somebody who's really supposed to connect with you, and then I'll be, all across the board balanced. But you have different people that like being with multiple people, and just for them having that energetic mindset, when y'all going through different, when y'all swirling together, these are the different things they're placing on you, whether it's through, your mouth doing, you're going to college, you going to college, you got to be specific on certain words, entertainment purposes only. You're going through these different things where, whatever they're believing, this is what you're going to attract. Even though if you're one of those people that you really want to be settled down, but if you're sleeping with somebody who out here being a community person, that's all you're going to attract. And the man was like, I was like, wow, I didn't think about that. So you have a lot of people when they're asking you, say their name or whose is it, you chanting. You don't believe you actually speaking stuff over your person, your energetic person, and you coming out, and that's some stuff that has to go through you for 30 days. But there's some type of people that play that dirt on you and force your will to do something. And there's a lot of times I can be around certain individuals and I have to really step back. I'm like, whoa. And they think I'm trying to be funny about it. I don't play when it comes to stuff like that. I say, you got something on you. Somebody been doing this to you every day. Like, this is a routine. There are some people that go through a routine on putting black magic on you every single day. I'm like, damn, don't you have a job? Do you got anything you got to do? Don't you got kids to take care of? The first thing you do when you get up in the morning is start pouring candle magic on people. I've seen it. Candle spells, red candle spells, come to me spell, love spells. You wonder why, when people do that with me, I start getting very repulsed. I'm like, it has a total after effect for me. Like, I don't want that, or the energy is so heavy and so icky. I can tell what the intentions you have for me. So I'm not about to do that. You're trying to speak something over my life. If you don't want me to move on with my life and you trying to do something with me, and you in your mind, you're doing that. And especially when they say when you climax, that's when you're manifesting. So please, people, be very careful. Do a spiritual credit check on folks before you start, laying down with them. You don't know what kind of energy swapping y'all doing, and that could be very, very dangerous. And you're going through those different things. So these people are putting things in the food. They speak over your food. They're speaking over you while you're asleep. You're different things. You could be with somebody and you could have been just start raving, in love with them. And all of a sudden, I was in a vibe like that, where I just couldn't see nothing else. I just can't be without this person. I don't know who I am. I'm like, girl, you are the same person you were before you got with them. Okay? You're going through different things. This is, you're going through different things like that where you had to be able to understand, what you're going through and stuff like this. And then it was just like, as soon as that veil got snatched, you start looking at folks different, like, this is what I was going crazy for. This is the stuff I was doing. And I made myself look like a damn fool, and it had to be at that point where I had to really love myself. And then when I took the rose-colored glasses off, then I start seeing stuff for what they truly are. This is control. This is manipulation. These are somebody trying to play for Bubba the Fool. Do not do this, because now it's like when I start healing and growing and not be thinking through emotions. You got to use head over heart sometimes, because when we're in our feelings, you want to start doing stuff. I want them to pay. I want them to do this. And it's just like anytime you are set in somebody's life that had nothing but good intentions for you, you always gonna get a lick back. You always gonna get that. A lot of times, if you've been working strong and forgiving, and a lot of times it's hard to be able to do that, release and forgive, and just allow yourself to say, this is neither negative or positive, even when it hits you in the most traumatic way. This is a lesson you need to learn. These are the people you need to look for. These are not your type of people. Anybody who is triggered by your growth, your power, your knowledge, you being in your strength, these are not your people. These are the same people who are wishing all type of ill will on you. And when you're a whistleblower, a truth teller, a generational curse breaker, the anointed or chosen, oh baby, you gonna go through it heavy. Because there's some people in your family is just comfortable with being toxic. They okay with that. They can breathe too. Like, go to hell, bitch, I vacation there. It'll be one of those different things. I'm like, well, damn. I bet you get frequent fire miles, don't you? No, I'm good. I like my Heaven's Gate. I'm good. I don't like that. I don't like being hot like that. And it was like people in hell be wanting some ice water, and I don't want to go there. They don't have that kind of luxury. So you don't want to go through all these things. So I really like that I got to be able to talk about this stuff like that. I don't like talking about different things like this. It's like when I'm going through my healing moments, I feel like I don't want to really go into detail about certain things because I made peace with that. You're going through different things into your life that is going to hit you in so many different ways. Sometimes it just feel like every corner you go to is some kind of tragedy you are facing. You are really, and it's like a lot of times you feel tapped out, you feel overwhelmed, you want to give up, you just throwing a towel in. Enough is enough. I am done. I've had it up to the cosmos with the BS that I go through. There's a lot of us that's going through that right now. And you have to be able to know God is proud of you. Your ancestors are proud of you. People that has crossed on that's guiding you towards that. You don't realize there's a lot of people in our lives that we really love that has crossed over, and they actually took a part into your life to guide you through these different things. They're protecting and guiding you and pushing you towards the way. You might hear it. Sometimes you miss your loved ones that pass on. And they're telling you you're going to be, you're going to be okay. Even though I don't feel like you're going to be okay, you're going to be okay. There are a lot of times the devil don't peg you and don't attack you because you're weak. They attack you because you're strong. They want to keep you oppressed. They want you to keep scattered. They want you to keep worrying. They want you to move through fear. And you can't level up when you're doing that. Where you're going, your doubts, fears, and second guessing and no faith and not believing in yourself can't go with you. So you're going through all these different things into your life where it can feel like all hell broke loose in your life. It can be feeling like Serpent's Rainbow in your life. It spells. If you ever watched the movie Spell, with I forgot what the dude's name is to play Ghost on Power. And when I say I've been watching stuff like that, and I really open my eyes to it. I don't play with different things like that. I've seen it in my family, how people start dropping. I've seen it with people that really meant me harm over different things that had nothing to do with me. I had to allow myself, even when it hurt me, it was like, I helped people, I did this, and this is what you do to me in return, is by wishing stuff on me, or you trying to take my free will away. I had to go through a lot of those different things. But then I also, when stuff like this happens, universe will give me that insight on what happened, or we already took care of it. Like I say, and I said this at the beginning, and I'm going to say it again, be careful who you step to. You don't know what kind of people are behind these people. If you're going through different things of where you're doing it from a very low vibration and you're trying to understand why it's not going to work, that person has power behind them, and maybe they don't realize they have that. It could be something that somebody can talk over you, taking, personal, anything that connects with you in a personal way and use it against your will. And then all of a sudden, you may be touched, but the person that sent that out to you, life is dismantling, all because they got warnings. Spirit guides telling them, let go, release, focus on you. You have so many people where, people don't mind their business. Don't they have a job? Yeah, you are the job. And they're trying to make sure they destroy you at every cost. Because there's a lot of things that people in your family don't want to get out. There's different things where it's going to making masks fall off left and right, and people going to see folks for what they truly are. This is the year of truth telling. This is the year of karma. Things are coming out that people don't want to have come out. And ain't nothing you can do about it, because it's like, you can bury up anything. God could be at that point where we see you're not learning. We see that you are just stuck and comfortable with doing that. So how about I humble you? How about I just give you that karmic smackdown on what I told you to stop doing? And I had to be at that point in my life where when I wanted to do something, they'd be like, no, stand back. We can do more than you can. Stand back, because if you do it, you might need bail money, or you may be on the run or something like that. And I had to be able to step out and move out of the way. My ancestors got me, my spirit guides got me, and most definitely my God got me. So it'll be different things that come into life. So please stay woke, y'all. Stay prayed up. Keep forgiving. Keep going. Keep elevating. Keep aligning. If you got to take a break, but don't sleep on yourself. Even when it feels like it's so hard. A lot of times when you're coming to something that's really going to, really rock your world, it gets really crazy. Because there's a lot of time, like I said before in my videos, people see your potential. They just hope you don't see it. People see your power. They just hoping you don't see it. Anybody try to convince you so much that they attach negative or low vibrational, labels towards you is because they don't want to discover what they clearly see in you. Okay? So much love. I hope you have a blessed weekend, safe weekend. Please be responsible for every single thing that you do. I did not mean for this video to be so long, but I was guided to talk about that, and I really love it. So hopefully you can get something from it. Please drop a line. I would love to be able to hear from you. And if you feel like it's very energetic, and even the energetic love that you send me is truly appreciated. If you would love to donate to the channel, Cash App is in the description box below the video. Have a blessed weekend. Please speak, connect with people, even in social distancing, speak love, light, vibration, frequency towards their way. It can really take them a long way. And just because you're doing it at a selfless act is going to take you even further. So much love. Namaste. God bless. Shalom. I say peace.